TRGT.
Damn, son, where's your mind, man? Fuck on me, look at me, fuck on me, yeah.
Welcome to another TRGT random battle, and you are here with me, Fly_2018, and my Japanese Tier 10 Shimakaze. I'm running slightly faster torpedoes with this build, which lowers torpedo distance from 20 kilometers to 16 kilometer range at an increased speed of 5 knots from 62 to 67 knots. I have a level 17 captain running both tier 4 skills of concealment expert and radio location, which seems obvious choices for the Shimakaze, as avoidance and detection are vital for torpedo ships with weak guns. I'm also running the second tier skill Adrenaline Rush. Adrenaline Rush, does it lower torpedo cooldown? Well, let's run the test. Let's test Adrenaline Rush. As HP decreases, we gain negative 0.2% cooldown on armaments. For this test, I will be running the Shimakaze with the upgrade Torpedo Tubes Modification 3 and captain skills of both Adrenaline Rush and Torpedo Reload, lowering the Shimakaze torpedo reload time to 1 minute and 54 seconds. I am also testing the Repair, Smoke and Speed Boost modules to see if they are affected by Adrenaline Rush. As you can see, my HP is reducing. I am indeed gaining on reload of my torpedoes, but all modules retain their starting cooldown as they are not armament. To take full advantage of the skill, I recommend lowering your HP early in the game. Well, no surprises there. Now back to the action. Earlier I was detected by a single plane because I had my anti-aircraft guns activated and I shot at it. Shimakaze should always turn these off start battle. I'm still at 0 damage, likely due to the amount of cruiser detection and spotter planes, giving those ships plenty of warning to avoid my torpedoes. Or maybe it's just bad luck. Some might say bad play. Now we have a brave cruiser charging ahead into at least 4 ships, which includes a couple of battleships. You can see smoke ahead. That was from me earlier, so my guess is that cruiser is wanting to camp in the smoke so he can discreetly fire his guns. But not only is he going to get himself killed, he is now blocking any attempt by me to apply pressure with my torpedoes. This is a good place to take a break from the action and lead into a TRGT moment.
Going pink.
My torps are heading to our Bismarck. Watch my torps, I chat as we win the cap. Bismarck ... says they're the DD next to me. Panic, quick, hit the escape key. Bismarck replies, Wilco. I can relax. He's seen my... Oh, you complete wanker! You can wear a pink shirt and call it salmon, I guess. Okay, let's pick it back up. I've just been detected by radar and I've now backing off from this group of enemy ships. Looks like my torpedoes are not going to hit again. They're too clever to pull out. I know I'm being persistent. I'm just going to stay out here and try my best. They can't push forward, so I've kept them in a good position here. I've kept our team in a good position, I should say, preventing them from moving up and flanking us. So I'm actually competing against at least 4 other players there, and these are battleships and cruisers. I've managed to keep them back. They're too afraid to come around that corner for fear of exposing themselves. So I'm just going to outplay their radar and try and move around to their flank, try and catch them broadside with some torpedoes. So here I go again. I'm moving back in, being really patient. I haven't really contributed that much to the points of our team so far. We are actually ahead in points. Just that I've done no damage. I've done no damage so far. So here I go. I'm moving in. I'm going to throw some torps in possible locations. I'm kind of ignoring the white bar. In this situation, what you want to do is you want to aim into channels. If you can throw your torps into channels, try and avoid island hits. That will clearly give away the detection of your torpedoes as they're moving in towards an enemy player. They're going to see that torpedo hit the island, and then they're going to know and be pre-warned of an incoming torpedo hit. So here we go. Fired into the channel in the hope of hitting, and there we go. I've managed to hit my my first torpedo hit and a second one. So it's a lesson for you DD players. What you want to do is you want to try and corral your enemy players into channels. If you can get them into the channel, they've got nowhere to go apart from moving into to your torpedoes. So here we go. We've got this is the guy I've hit a couple of times with torpedo hits. I've flattered him twice, and I've launched my second set of torpedoes at him. So watching this, we'll see if it hits the island. And I have. So I've managed to hit the island. Now, if that cruiser was paying attention, he would have seen that island hit, and now he's banked himself. So he's gonna yeah, maybe he was paying too much attention to my torpedoes and ended up getting full broadside with the remaining 3 of my torpedoes. How unfortunate for him. So I've managed to take out my first player in the game. I've racked up a fairly decent damage count so far, and now I'm just free to roam. They've given up that position of protecting that flank from preventing me from moving in, which is, fair enough. I'm only one ship. My teammate, my cruiser earlier, who passed on fairly early in the game, he wasn't much help, but basically they're defending that flank side from encroachment by me, just one boat competing against 4 others. So they had to move out of that position because it's not good odds for them. So here we go, more torpedoes about to hit. I've managed to hit 2 different ships at the same time. Time for another TRGT moment.
Solo warrior.
You've been radared and you see smoke ahead. An enemy salvo hits you as you look behind for backup. There is none. This is when you realize you have made a big
Mistake.
Here I am sitting out here, not really being challenged that much. In terms of having a free reign on the side of the map, I've got no opposition. Now, this is the worst kind of position a team could be in, for the enemy team, that is, not for my team. Here I am, 1 versus 4, and I'm not being challenged. I'm free to launch torpedoes at will. Any good team would be communicating right now. And that's the problem with the enemy team. They haven't provided any detection to come and find me. I've just had free reign, especially if you've got a carrier in play. I mean, I've had no, apart from some early spotting that was done by a fighter plane that flew over me earlier in the start of the game, I haven't had, there's no contesting my position here by any player. Well, enough said of that. Let's cut to one more TRGT moment.
Amateur minutes.
You can imagine your surprise when you go into cap and you look at the mini-map just to see the West Fleet all in retreat. And they've left you all alone. I got some torpedoes heading to a carrier. I managed to get some more damage. So now what I'm doing is that I'm just shooting on the line. I don't care. I'm just going to throw torpedoes down and try and hit targets now. In open seas like we are, it's quite hard to get torpedo hits to be accurate. There's a lot of space for ships and players to move around, so really you've got to be quite lucky to land a torpedo hit in open waters. Not unless the players are doing something silly like traveling in straight lines. As you can see, that last torpedo hit, I've led the target in the hope to preempt his speed up, and hopefully he doesn't change course. I am, if you notice that I'm keeping one edge of the torpedo line in the center as I'm leading the target, at least you can guarantee that if he doesn't change course, your left-hand side torpedoes should hit the target. Well, that's the theory anyway. Okay, so now I'm at 163. Last two players left in the game. No, it's. I think that's it for the damage for me. Too far away to participate any further in this match. But there you go. You hear some stories of players that rack up 200k, 300k in a game. Those games are rare circumstances where your team has done really bit poorly performance-wise, and you are outnumbered significantly in the game, giving that player ample opportunity to rack up the kills. So thanks for watching me, eFly_2018, and join us again for another TRGT random battle.